Today's topic is we are going to deal about cells, the EMF produced by the cell and the internal resistance of the cell. So this is the topic we are going to deal with. So this is a cell. So we have electrolyte, electrodes. So this is electrode, positive electrode, negative electrode, and you have an electrolyte. And this is the terminals A and B. Now from A and B you get some voltage, and externally through wires we are connecting a resistance R. Now this electrode will have a resistance. This electrode will have a resistance. And the electrolyte between A and B will have some resistance. So all these three resistance should be taken into account, because the voltage produced at this point will see three resistances, that is the electrolyte resistance between A and B, the electrode resistance itself. So this is an electrode, it's a conductor, or whatever may be the material, it will have some resistance. Similarly, this side, another material, this will have its own resistance. So whatever voltage developed between these 2 points is eaten away by the electrode, these 2 electrodes and the electrolyte. Remaining voltage only will come to the resistance. That too, for accurate calculation we have to take into account the wire resistance also, because this wire also is going to take some voltage. So this is the idea. That means a voltage produced by the cell takes some voltage because of these 2 electrodes and electrolyte. Remaining voltage only is supplied to the external world. So we can say from between A and B, this cell will have a resistance. It produces a voltage, it has a resistance, therefore some voltage is dropped in that resistance. So the equivalent diagram for this is drawn like this. The EMF produced by the cell, I am calling it as E. The EMF produced by the cell. The voltage drop across the resistor is R. The current flowing in the circuit is I when R is connected. R is connected when externally resistance you are connecting. And this R is the internal resistance of the cell. So I already told you what is internal resistance. These 2 electrode resistance plus the electrolyte, its own resistance. So totally we have 3 resistance for the cell itself. So the total resistance we are representing by R. Okay. Now what is, suppose we have connected a resistance R, the current flowing in the circuit I. This is the potential, okay, divided by this total resistance. What is total resistance? R plus R. This is the current flowing in the circuit provided R is connected. Now I want the voltage drop V across R. So the voltage drop V is equal to I multiplied by R. Now what is I? We have the I value from this equation. So I is equal to E divided by R plus R. This is our current. Okay. So this is current multiplied by R. Okay. So this is the voltage drop. Now we have to see 2 special cases. That means the effective voltage we get across the resistances, the voltage developed by the cell, and you have to subtract this voltage drop across this resistance, because this will take out some voltage. So if you see the voltage drop across this resistance, so in that case I am calling this as V1, small v1. So v1 is equal to current flowing through the circuit is I into the internal resistance of the cell, which is R. Now what is I? I already we know, E divided by R plus R into R. Now we have to see two special cases. What happens when the resistor is open circuited? Open circuited means you haven't connected to the cell. So no current will flow in the circuit. So this is not connected now. So no current will flow. I equal to 0. I equal to 0. Okay. So if I is equal to 0, no current, so the voltage drop across the internal resistance of the cell is 0. So here is 0 volts. But according to Kirchhoff's voltage law, this voltage drop plus this voltage drop should give you E, the voltage given by the cell. But this voltage is 0. That means the entire voltage will appear across these two terminals A and B. That means between A and B, if you see, if you measure with a voltmeter, you will be seeing the Z. This is the open circuited voltage between these 2 points, or even if you measure here, you will get the same answer. Okay, this is first case. Second case, what happens if it is short circuited? Shorted. Either this can be open, one worst case, then it can be shorted. So what happens when it's shorted? Now in this case, I is equal to the voltage of the cell, which is E, divided by this resistance. Since this resistance is very low, the current flowing in the circuit is very high. So you should be very cautious. You should not short these two terminals. Any battery, say car battery, bike battery, any cell, the positive and negative end terminal should not be short circuited. Infinite current will flow, maximum current will flow, because R value is negligible. Therefore what will happen? The cell will get drained out quickly. Not only that, the current delivering capability of the battery or cell is limited to certain amperes only. So 1 amps, 2 amps, 5 amps, that's all. But once it exceeds that value, what will happen? The battery itself gets spoiled, or it may likely to fire also. Okay, so you should not make a cell or a battery to get short circuited. This is very important point. So one more point I want to tell you is, now you are seeing only one cell. Suppose cells are connected in series or parallel, then it becomes a battery. You can have series and parallel combination. So in that case also you should be very cautious. If any electrical short circuiting or current, then there will be a big fire, since it's a battery. So whenever you handle a battery, see that the terminals are not short circuited and it does not exceed the current rating of the particular battery. So what is the final thing you have to remember? The ultimate thing you have to remember is the voltage of the cell is given by E, its internal resistance E is R. Whatever the remaining voltage only we will get across our use, that is R. This is our load, external resistance. So this voltage only we can use, because some portion of the voltage is taken by R. That's all about cells, EMF and internal resistance. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.